missed, but it's not for me to decide. 3-2.
And now 3-2, 2 out. He'll be helped by the fact that that runner will get a head start out there.
Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. But this will land untouched. Good battle here. This will be the 7th pitch coming up. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Angels strand one. We'll move to the 3rd with no score. Welcome back to beautiful Orange County, California. We get set for the top of the 3rd from Angel Stadium in Anaheim. A.J. Pierzynski leads it off here. Bottom 3rd of the order set to go here in the 3rd.
Well, he's faced the minimum so far, and obviously it's still early, but they need to get something going because you can't let this guy settle in out there.
Richards peers in. Here's the first pitch. Hit hard up the middle, and a base hit now, as that's how the 3rd inning gets underway.
Yeah, nothing too special about a ground ball single up the middle here, but if you keep putting the ball in play like they've been doing, good things have a tendency to happen. We'll see if this gets them started.
Jace Peterson stands in for the first time. First pitch of the at-bat. Hit hard to the right side. Foul. Now the 0-1. And low, it's a ball and a strike.
1-1.
Nobody out, runner on first. Maybe too much break on the slider. 2-1.
Yeah, and when that pitch starts off outside, it's much easier to get a better view of it and then just lay off.
In the dirt here, but fortunately here, no advance. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Trout giving chase, but he won't have a play. This is down and into the gap. And they've really got something going here. Runners at 2nd and 3rd to start the inning.
Well, they've been held off the scoreboard so far, but they are definitely knocking on the door now. Get the leadoff single followed by a double here, and they're in a good position to break through, maybe even with a big inning.
Michael Bourne at the plate now, as he'll take a look at ball 1. The 1-0 delivery. This is hit high in the air and pretty deep down the left field line. Nava will make the catch. Here comes the runner from 3rd. The runner from 3rd crosses the plate, and they've taken a 1-0 lead.
Well, nobody's going to confuse this guy with Miguel Cabrera or Chris Davis, but with the runner on 3rd, he doesn't have to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Just has to get one deep enough out there to deliver that run from 3rd. That's nice going.
Ender Inciarte will stand in, looking to make this a 2-0 game if he can perhaps get a ball airborne.
Yeah, you got to put the ball in play right here. A ground ball would probably work as well, as long as you don't hit it too hard right at a corner guy.
And this is taken outside for ball 1. Any thought to bringing the infield in here with one away?
Still a little early in my book. A run you can live with. What you don't want to do is let this snowball into a big inning.
The 1-0 delivery. Not close. It's 2-0.
All right, now you've just seen 2 straight breaking pitches miss away. So as a hitter, you're going to eliminate that pitch. No way does he throw it a third time.
High in the air out to center field. On the move is Trout. 2 down. And it's a sac fly and an RBI. It's now a 2-0 game.
Something you don't see all too often. That's back-to-back sacrifice flies. But he's able to get this one out deep enough to drive in the second run of the inning.
Here's Eric Ibar now, as he's well in front of the curveball and comes up empty there for strike 1. And Ibar swings through that one as he falls behind here. 0-2 now.
And sometimes you got to cut down a little stride against a guy who's throwing this hard.
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. Carlos Perez digs into the box in the bottom of inning number 3.
Catcher, Carlos Perez.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike. 0-1. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. You like what you've seen from this guy so far?
I do. I like where he's putting the fastball, and I like the movement he's been getting on both his curveball and changeup. I think he'll do well.
Chop foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. Hit to first. And here's Freeman at first himself to record the out.
Well, with 2 strikes, you've got to protect up there, even on a curveball that's a borderline strike. But he can only manage to get this one off the end of his bat, and it winds up being a simple little ground out.
Standing in now, Johnny Giavotella, as he'll go after the first pitch and send a ground ball down to third. Throw on to first, 2 gone.
Now, these infielders have been busy early on, and that's another ground ball out for them. Probably not going to be the last one we see either.
Cole Calhoun will try it again. He flied out to start the home first.
Yeah, but he hit it hard, though. He put a really nice swing on it, and we'll see if he can do that same thing right here.
Goes the other way with it as this is in the air down the line in left. Inciarte has a beat on it, and that retires the side. We'll see Freddie Freeman start things off when we return. 3 innings complete. It's the Braves 2 and the Angels 0. With Eric Karros and Steve Lyons, Matt Vasgersian with you as Freddie Freeman settles in to start out the inning for Atlanta.
Freeman.
Richards gets the sign. First pitch on the way. And the first pitch of the inning here misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Grounded back up the middle. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is on to begin the inning.
Boy, you talk about a ball having eyes. First off, he's fortunate to get this one by the pitcher. It's not hit especially hard, but you'll see it get past second base where neither middle infielder can track it down. And it'll make its way into center field.
Here's Nick Markakis now, the right fielder, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce one foul for the first strike. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors so far for Atlanta. And he gives this one a pretty good ride down the left field line. And gone. Umpires are signaling for a home run, but boy, that was very close. And now hold on just a second here. You can see the 4 umpires gathering near third, and it would appear that they're going to discuss whether this in fact stayed inside the foul pole. And I would guess that after all the discussion, they're going to go inside and have a look at the video replay. And that is indeed what they'll do, as we'll take a look and let you decide for yourself. All right, the video review seems over, and the home run is indeed going to stand, so the replay will uphold the original call, and that was a case of better safe than sorry.
Third baseman number 24.
Here's Kelly Johnson.
Kelly Johnson.
As he'll chase one up around the letters here for strike 1.
Feels like he's kind of relied a little too much on that fastball.
And it's gotten him into trouble.
Ouch, that one hit him.
You got him.
Now batting.
Lucky for him, he's able to turn into this one a bit. You see it comes and gets him right in that upper arm area. Well, that'll hurt, but a lot less than if it were the elbow or the forearm.
Here's the switch-hitting Nick Swisher as he lines this one out to center. But this is unfortunately right at him in center field as he takes it in for the first out.
Up next for Atlanta, catcher A.J. Pierzynski.
So a runner at first with 1 man gone, and in steps their catcher A.J. Pierzynski. Hit to short, taken in by Simmons. Giavotella over to Pujols, and it's a double play that'll get him out of the inning. But 2 in the inning for Atlanta, both coming on this 2-run home run. Bottom of the 4th coming up. It's now 4-0 Atlanta. Leading off the inning, Andrelton Simmons. And they'll need him to get something going here.
Well, you know, they've fallen behind by quite a bit in the early going here, so they need a good inning here to get them back in the game.
That's yanked into the stands, strike 1. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. And he misses with it, 1-1.
Ooh, you might have felt the squeeze on that one. That might just change the whole complexion of the at-bat.
In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. Ready to deliver the 1-2. Grounded to short. Backhanded. Throw on to first, and 1 shortstop grounds out to the other, 1 away.
The center fielder, number 27, Mike Trout.
So 1 gone in the inning, and here's the always dangerous center fielder, Mike Trout. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike 1.
Well, you know, you hear it all the time because it's true. First pitch strikes are so important. It really changes the complexion of the at-bat for not only the pitcher but the hitter as well, especially when you've got a good hitter up there.
And there's ball 1.
You know, when I watch Mike Trout and I see the speed and the power, it reminds me of Mickey Mantle. And whatever you do, don't give him something down in the zone to hit. He loves the ball down.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Had him fooled as he swings through the curveball. 2 down.
And obviously, any time you can strike this guy out, you'll take it. I mean, he runs like a greyhound out there. So even routine grounders can sometimes be turned into base hits. Not when you're not making contact, though.
Here's Albert now. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1.
And you know what, guys? I have been really impressed so far. Not only has he used his fastball well, but he's also spotted it well. I mean, that is perfect location right on the knees.
Now a swing by Pujols, and this ball is hit high and deep, and you can forget about it. Way out of here. A solo shot for Albert Pujols. As they get on the board, it's 4-1 now.
Even though this is just a solo home run, it's important because you at least need to get on the board. Let these guys know that they're not going to just walk away with this one without a fight.
Here's C.J. Cron now.
Designated hitter, C.J.
As he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty, it's strike one.
Yeah, same pitch here from the home run ball, but this one's in a much better spot down at the knees.
And he falls behind 0-2. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Hit out towards second. Throw in time, and the side is retired. The sights and sounds of a day at the ballpark. Oh, my goodness. More from Anaheim right after this. Jace Peterson heads for the box to start off the fifth in this one. Some activity out in the bullpen now as a couple of left-handers begin to stir. Now a swing and a miss as they start him out on a pitch well inside for strike one.
Well, even though he's thrown a first pitch strike to about 70% of the batters he's faced, the rest of his game has not been sharp, and he's not pitching well.
Who jumped the gun a bit on that swing, and he's down 1-2.
And now he's made most of the hitters inside conscious. And, of course, that opens up the outside corner when he has to go there.
Swing and a miss as he couldn't connect on the two-seamer, and that's out number one. Michael Bourne digs in here, having earned an RBI on a sac fly in his first plate appearance. Here's the first pitch to him. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Nava is there. Makes the play, and there are two gone now.
Well, he gets you out there, but he's not missing many bats right now. And guys are really putting together some good swings against him so far.
Ender Inciarte will stand in. He drove in a run with a sac fly his last time. First offering on its way. High and deep to center field. Back goes Trout at the track, but he can't get it as it's off the wall. And he will stroll in there standing with a two-out double.
Oh, this guy's coming up there with an aggressive approach. He goes right after the first pitch, and I mean, he airs it out. And he'll wind up at second as they're forced to get this ball back in off the wall.
Eric Ibar will get an opportunity here in a run-scoring spot now following the two-out double.
And this is really where you earn your money. Runner on second, 2 outs. Let's see what he can do here.
Richards comes set and delivers. Trying to work that slider to the outer half, but it misses 1-0.
You know, guys, these hitters have had a good look at that slider so far, and they've been told, let that thing go and wait for something better out over the plate.
Look out as this bat shatters on impact. And nothing will come of the two-out double as the inning is over. Danger averted following the two-out double. Back to Angel Stadium right after this. Yunel Escobar will stand in to start things out here in the home half of the fifth. And you get the sense, Steve, that this crowd's been pretty well taken out of the ballgame to this point.
Yeah, they pretty much had to sit on their hands all afternoon. Not a lot to get excited about so far. And I think that's a credit to that man out there on the mound. He's cut right through this lineup for the first 4 innings.
Starts him with a good rising fastball there for strike 1. The pitch count there. 1 pitch into his 5th inning of work. Not much of a concern, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. He hasn't had any real overtaxed innings, so he should be fine for the time being.
Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Line toward the alley in left center, and that's in for his 2nd hit of the afternoon. Around first, heading for second now. Escobar rounds second. He's headed for third. And the Angels are in business here. It's a leadoff triple.
Figure this to be something of a rarity. He had just 1 triple all last season, but he's got himself another one right here.
Into the box now, Daniel Nava. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
And this is a big-time strikeout situation right here, so they're going to be shooting for the same result, no doubt about it.
First pitch on its way. Grounded foul. Fastball called for strike 2. You got to say, for a strikeout pitcher, not too many strikeouts here so far.
And he's in a big need of one right here. It would definitely come in handy.
5th inning here in a 4-1 ball game. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Bourne is under it, makes the catch, but the runner from third breaks for home. And the run will score on the sacrifice fly as they cut the lead in half, 4-2 now.
And after the leadoff triple, this is just a case of a guy taking care of business out there with a runner in scoring position. All he's trying to do is get something airborne here, and that's mission accomplished as he gets the easy sacrifice fly.
Carlos Perez stands in. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out. First pitch coming. Here it is. There's a good fastball on the outside corner as he'll take a look at strike 1.
And now after that sac fly, this is where you got to just clear the deck and start this inning over.
Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2. Hard liner toward short. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit.
Boy, we always talk about pitch speeds from pitchers. How hard are they throwing the ball? How hard was that ball hit back up the middle? Way harder than it was thrown, I can guarantee you that.
Stepping in now, Johnny Giavotella, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors to this point for the Angels. Fastball at 94 miles an hour, and it's 1-1. Hit hard on the ground to second. There's Peterson. Ibar for 1. And now after that call at second, here comes the skipper out of the third base dugout as he apparently doesn't agree with the call. I believe the second base umpire is going to tell him that the drop occurred on the transfer, but that's not going to sit well with the skipper, so you can just about guarantee that he's going to have his say before he returns to the dugout. Cole Calhoun will stand in again. He's flown out in each of his first 2 plate appearances thus far.
Yeah, and he just needs to make a small adjustment and stay through the middle of the ball. Think about hitting a line drive right back up the middle.
In there, a base hit.
I tell you, that one's coming in fast, but it's going out faster. Does he square this one up or what? You bet he does.
In now is Andrelton Simmons. As he'll pop this one fouled off to the left, and it's strike one. On the ground to third. Scooped up. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. Angels get just the one. 5 innings complete. Atlanta leads it 4-2. Freddie Freeman will step in to get things started for the Braves in their half of the 6th.
First base.
Hot shot down the line. And a reach to his backhand, but he can't come up with it, and the leadoff man's aboard.
Man, these guys have been aggressive here early in the count. And some people think, oh, you might want to take a pitch to start in that bat. And sometimes that's great, and it works out for a lot of people. But what you should be thinking is, I got to swing at strikes, and I got to get my pitch. And if it happens to come on the first pitch, let it rip.
Jose Alvarez will take over on the mound now here in the 6th inning. Nick Markakis will stand in again as we flash you back here to the 4th inning. This was a 2-run home run that was definitely one of the big blows of the ball game to this point. Some stirring now in that Angel bullpen, as it'll be both a lefty and a righty that start to get loose. Here comes the first pitch. This is hit the other way out toward left field. Nava has a play. He's got it one away.
Third baseman number 24, Kelly Johnson.
Kelly Johnson will get another shot, hit by a pitch his last time.
Got him right in the back. Doesn't feel good, never does, but I can think of a lot worse places to get dosed.
He's set. Here it comes. First pitch hacking here, and that's the first strike. A lot of movement that time. It's 0-2.
Wow, no chance of getting on top of that fastball. I mean, that's helmet level right there.
And this is on the ground to first. Could be 2. Simmons over to Pujols, and it's a double play that'll get him out of the inning. 1 hit in the inning, but no one left. Heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5 coming up. The Braves lead it 4-2. Mike Trout will come forward now. He's popped out and struck out in his first 2 plate appearances.
27, Mike Trout.
And this is just off the outside corner for a ball, 1-0. Not too many strikeouts on the ledger for him so far, but it hasn't really mattered.
Yeah, I think ideally you'd like to see him miss a few more bats, but as long as you're keeping guys off balance and you're letting your defense help you, you don't need to strike a ton of guys out to be successful.
Tehran into his motion, looking to put him away here on a ball and 2 strikes. Hit on the ground to short. Ibar fields it cleanly, and he's set down 1 away.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 5, Albert Pujols.
Albert Pujols steps in, working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Pitch on the way. First pitch is a changeup for a called strike. He continues to get ahead here. He's been in complete control.
I think you need to guard yourself from being overconfident, though. A bloop and a blast could still turn this game on its ear.
Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
Well, a little surprising you wouldn't pull the trigger on that one right there. This isn't anything fancy. Just a right over the top 4-seam fastball. Absolutely frozen.
C.J. Cron Come in now with 2 away, and to this point at least, so much for having the 3-4-5 guys get the rally started.
Yeah, it's been an important inning for that man out there on the mound. He's held his ground, and he may get through the teeth of this lineup, still holding on to that lead.
Now here's the pitch. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1. Now a ball hit high in the air and deep down the line in left. And this had home run distance, but it just does hook foul. High and wide, 2 balls and a strike. We're in the 6th inning now of a 4-2 ball game. Unable to get the bat around in time, and the count evens at 2-2. A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that one off, and he'll get another chance. Ball 3. 3-2 now.
Full count.
Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Angels go down 1-2-3. Still down by a count of 4-2. Back here at Angel Stadium of Anaheim. 7th inning straight ahead with the Braves leading this one, but before we get it started, let's take a look there at the game summary to this point. Nick Swisher is set to get us started for the late innings of this one.
For the Braves, the designated hitter, Nick Swisher.
From the stretch. Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. And a big rip by Swisher, but he comes up empty. It's 0-2. They'll ride the hot hand on the mound, as this man will stay out there after the 1-2-3 inning last time around.
And the more important set of numbers is that he got that 1, 2, 3 against the guys hitting in the middle of the lineup, 3, 4, and 5. So now as a reward, he'll get to match up with the bottom portion of the lineup here.
And he'll try to take control of the inside part of the plate with the fastball as he backs him off a bit.
You know, I think you have to ask yourself, was he trying to throw a fastball for a strike right there? Or was he just trying to set me up for that changeup away?
Hit hard towards center, and there's a base hit, so maybe some insurance here to lead off the 7th.
Yeah, he had a chance to put him away. Had him down 0-2, tried to get him to chase a couple of times, but he wouldn't do it, and he winds up making contact on a good pitch there.
A.J. Pierzynski will dig in here. 1 for 2. He's singled and grounded out so far.
Yeah, putting the ball in play, sometimes that's half the battle.
From the belt, kicks and deals. On a less than impressive swing there to start the at-bat. It's 0-1. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. And boy, big problems here to start this at-bat. It's 0-2 now. Do you even bother with anything else here?
No, I sure wouldn't. As a hitter, you're thinking, look for fastball, adjust for an off-speed pitch. And so far in this at-bat, he hasn't made any adjustments.
breaking ball. That's in the dirt as he takes a ball.
Yeah, a smart pitch there. If you got him to reach for it 0-1, maybe he'll do it again 0-2.
The 1-2 offering looked like a slider that time, but it's 2-2.
And the hope was that he would have chased one of those pitches, but now on 2-2, I don't think you fool around anymore.
A 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
And this guy's one of those unsung type pitchers. He's not the setup guy, he's not the closer, but these are the guys that keep you in the ball games, and he's doing the job here.
Jace Peterson ready to take another shot. Went down on strikes his last time up.
Yep, they sent him packing last time, so maybe they have a pretty good idea of how to attack him again right here.
He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Got him to go up the ladder there for strike one.
Pretty good speed here coming out of that left-handed batter's box, so it's no sure thing that a ground ball means a double play.
This is line to left. A leap, but he can't bring it down. Base hit.
This is what you call an ambush swing right here. You're hitting in the back of the order. You're looking dead red early in the count, kind of just hoping the pitcher might relax and forget about you for a minute. Then you get that fastball middle in, and you jump all over it.
Michael Bourne at the plate now as he overcommits here to a slider out of the zone. 1 strike to count. Tough spot here for a left-handed hitter facing a guy that's exceptionally tough on lefties.
Yeah, you generally get so many at-bats against right-handed pitching. Now you're in a good RBI spot, and you're stuck facing a guy like this.
And the slider gets him swinging. 2 gone. Ender Inciarte gets a shot now with 2 men on and 2 away here in inning number 7.
And we'll see here if he can come through. It can be discouraging to see opportunities like this.
Hold on now. That ball is down and could score a run. And they'll put the brakes on that runner at third, and that means the bases are loaded now with 2 away.
3 hits now in the inning. He's pretty fortunate this one doesn't score a run, and that's going to load the bases now with 2 away. So it might take a 4th hit here to put something on the board.
Here's Eric Ibar now as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. Nail-biting time now in that third base dugout.
Well, things are starting to spiral here, and you've got to make sure this doesn't spin completely out of control.
Here it comes, 1-0. Oh, pretty healthy hack that time. It's 1-1.
I think he saw stars in his eyes there. He was thinking grand slam on that one.
Now this is on the ground to second. Is he going to get out of this? He is. They get the force at second base, and the inning is over. Braves will strand 3, but they still lead this one 4-2. Yunel Escobar steps into the box as the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, you know, he's been on base twice in this one already, so let's see if he can do it again.
Teron gets the sign. Here it comes. Squared that one up just a little late. Here comes the 0-1. Swinging a ball hit softly on the ground, but this will get foul for strike 2. Looking to put him away. Here's the 0-2. And Escobar swings and misses, and he's down on strikes, 1 away.
He's been able to get outs when he needs them with that curveball, and There you see what his pitch breakdown has been so far.
Digging in, Daniel Nava earned himself an RBI with a sac fly his last time at the plate. Here's the pitch. Bat explodes as this has popped up. Johnson is there for it, and he brings it in for the second out of the inning.
That's telling of how they've swung the bat. This has just been a punchless offense so far. And this pop-up is pretty indicative of their struggles.
Carlos Perez will dig in, 1 for 2. He grounded out the first time and followed that with a base hit in his second plate appearance. Starts him out with a changeup off the plate for ball 1. That one's going to find the seats. Strike 1. 7th inning here at the ballpark. 4-2 our score. A good action on the two-seamer there, and it's 1-2.
Real good lateral movement on that two-seam fastball. That pitch is money for him when it's moving like that. So just keep on throwing it.
Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him, and the inning is over. Angels are gone in order. They trail it here 4-2. Fernando Salas will be summoned from the bullpen now as he'll take over to start inning number 8.
Fernando Salas.
Leading off the inning, Freddie Freeman, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning.
Freddie Freeman.
Eighth inning underway here with a curveball that's taken for a ball, 1-0. Now the pitch. Chop foul right at home plate. It's strike 1. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. And he pumps the fastball by him here. 1-2 now. Living a little dangerously here.
Yeah, you don't have to go looking for trouble. Trouble will find you if you're putting pitches there.
Line towards center field. And there's a base hit, so a chance to add a little insurance here as the leadoff man is on to start the 8th.
Oh, yeah, he's got that magic wand going now. That's his 3rd hit in 4 trips, all of them singles, and he's been a tough out all game long.
So a runner at first now with nobody out. And standing in, the powerful right fielder, Nick Markakis. And he catches the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1. Well hit the other way, and it's into the gap. Around third is Freeman on his way to the plate. And they're not going to get him. He's in there at the plate.
Maybe an important run right there, and you got to figure every run's important in a low-scoring ball game. But that now pushes the lead to 5-2, so you got to think that they're liking their chances right about now.
Kelly Johnson will stand in now. 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch so far. He's set. Now the pitch. Sends that one out of play for strike 1. No one out with a runner at second. Hot shot on the ground is short. A quick out number one.
Well, you're not going to advance that runner if you're going to hit the ball right there. This forces him to hold at second base. And depending on how things turn out from here, that could very easily wind up costing you a run.
Here's the switch-hitting Nick Swisher, as he'll fall behind here as he goes after a fastball that might have been out of the zone. It's strike one.
That's just a great spot for the fastball against a hitter like this. Just off the plate enough to make him offer, but not good enough that he can do anything with it.
And I believe they'll say he broke the plane, as yes, he did. It's ruled a strike. Has to be thinking strikeout here. And now a swing and a miss, and Swisher's down on strikes for out number two.
And this is a spot where, to me, you don't need to play home run derby here. I mean, if your last name is Pujols or Fielder, maybe, but for a guy like this, you just try to get on base and give your guys a chance to drive you in.
And ball four now as he'll take first on the intentional walk.
Now batting, second baseman, Jace Peterson.
Jace Peterson digs in, coming off a single in his last at-bat. Looking to minimize the damage here. Oh, and a hearty cut there to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
Yeah, even with 2 on and 2 away, this is not a guy that's going to back down out there. He comes right after him with a fastball, and he gets ahead.
He's set. Here's the 0-1. A little bouncer. Throw over to Pujols at first. He'll take care of him to end the inning. Braves pick up a run on the RBI double. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's now 5-2 Atlanta. Johnny Givotella will stand in to start out their half of the 8th with that starter still out there, and he's definitely been a tough nut to crack.
No, he's been dominant all game long, and I think part of it is that he got himself a nice lead early on, and that's allowed him to not really worry about making a mistake. He's been free and easy.
Tehran has his target. Here comes the first pitch. He slaps that one away, and the count will be 0-1. Now this is up and in, and I don't think he likes that location much. It's ball one.
He did not like that one bit. You know, it's one thing to work in with the hard stuff, but don't do it around the dome.
But you take a swing at a pitch like that, you're lucky that you only got sawed off. He's going to have to go find himself another piece of lumber.
And a slider runs away from him there, and the count levels at 2-2. Ready on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Still 2-2. Here's the pitch on 2-2. Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning.
When you've got a guy out there that made 30-plus starts last year, you don't worry too much about his pitch count, but he's creeping up there toward that century mark.
Cole Calhoun will stride in. He singled in his last plate appearance. first offering to him stays upstairs. It's a ball and no strikes.
I know the adrenaline can get to you sometimes, but when you start overthrowing your fastball like that, that's a bit of a red flag.
Now a fastball for a called strike. It's 1-1. And this pitch misses. It's 2-1 now to the Angel right fielder. Next pitch here will be number 100 through 7 1/3. All even now, 2-2. Now a swing and a fly ball. And that's going to wind up hooking just a bit foul, so a missed opportunity there. And he struck him out. Good pitch there as he registers his 8th punch out of the ball game.
We keep talking about it. Be careful of signs of tiring, but that's 3 straight strikeouts for him. He's getting even more unhittable as this one goes along.
Andrelton Simmons will stand in now with 2 away, needing to really get something started here.
And their chances of getting back into this ball game are growing dimmer by the batter.
And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
Well, he's really kept himself in the game here by throwing first pitch strikes to about 70% of the batters he's faced. That's kept him in the ball game and kept his team in the ball game.
Gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. That's hit to short. Does he have another 1-2-3 inning? He most certainly does. 10 straight he's retired now as that ends the inning. The speedy Michael Bourne will start things out when we come back. It's the Braves 5 and the Angels 2. Al Albuquerque will come on now to start the 9th inning as he looks to keep this deficit right where it is for the bottom of the 9th.
Albuquerque.
And there, in fact, is the speedy Mr. Bourne. He'll be charged with trying to get on board leading off the 9th.
Michael Bourne.
And we kick off the 9th inning with a swinging strike here. 0-1. Slider taken here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
1-1.
Now a swing and a miss, and he's behind 1-2. And they really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out.
Wow, a real sharp break to this thing. It's a slider, and he starts it out over the middle of the plate. The hitter thinks he's got something that he can handle, and then this thing just makes a beeline right for his hands. That is a tough pitch.
Here's Ender Inciarte. As this is popped foul behind the plate, it's strike 1. 1 out, nobody on. Outside for a ball, 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Looked like he was on that one, but it's 1-2. Yeah, he just really pulled off of that pitch. This is a two-seamer working its way down and away, and he wasn't even close.
And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first two men he faces out of the bullpen.
I'd say he's made a pretty good impression since coming on. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts to start the inning.
Eric Ibar stands in looking to put the bat on the ball for a change here with the first 2 guys going down on strikes to start the inning. He's set and the pitch. Oh, and a hearty cut there to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
This fastball is looking pretty lively right now.
2 out, nobody on. Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. Around first is Ibar heading for second. And he'll make it in there with a 2-out double.
I don't know. That looked like a slider that time, but it was just sort of a cement mixer. It just spun and did nothing. And he whacks this thing into the gap. No way to run this one down, and he winds up at second with 2 bases.
Here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. That's lifted the other way out to left. Will reach out with one hand to make the catch on the move, and that ends the inning. 1 left for Atlanta. They're still out in front, 5-2. Mike Trout will stand in now, and he's been kept quiet out of the number 3 hole, hitless in his 3 at-bats so far.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of the better hitters in this lineup, and that's why he's in the middle of the order. He just hasn't been able to get it going today. It happens.
Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1. I know we have a tendency in the media to get hung up on pitch counts, but this is a legitimate workload he's sweated through so far.
Yeah, anytime you get up around that 110 mark, you put in a full shift, and he's fast approaching it here.
Ripped down the first base line. And a reach, but it's by him as he couldn't quite get to that ball.
Well, you'll see how late he is on this fastball. I mean, he nearly takes this out of the catcher's glove, but somehow he's able to steer it fair down the line, and he cruises in with a double.
Yeah, and they just don't want any part of Pujols here, and rightly so, as he'll trot on down to first on the intentional walk.
Now batting, designated hitter, C.J. Cron.
C.J. Cron stands into the box. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. Hits it high and deep out to center field. Bourne looks up. Gone, and we are tied here in the 9th. So a 3-run blast to deep center here as we are all tied at 5.
Well, this is a pitch he'd love to have back. You can see where it is. Catching way too much of the plate. Now he's going to have to start this inning over from scratch, but with already 3 runs on the board.
Yunel Escobar will stand in now following the home run that tied the ball game. So now on the mound, it's suddenly back to square 1.
Yeah, and I don't know quite how you do it, but you've got to be able to regroup and start over. The good news is it wasn't a game winner. You're still tied. So there's still hope to get this to a 10th inning and let your guys see what they can do from here on out.
Out of the